Hey, Maria back with another video. It is 7:51 p.m. Saturday evening, and I am just kind of kicking back. I actually started watching this TV show, okay, which is unusual. I don't really watch TV, but for some reason, I just wanted to stop thinking about this issue. You know the issue that I'm talking about. I don't need to go into it. So I said, okay, I'm going to watch this show. So, I don't have like, paid TV other than internet, obviously. Actually, what's funny? Even though when I was working, I never really got into that. I just always paid for internet service because I really don't watch TV other than like using it for my music when I listen to it in the morning or whatever, or actually all day, but, I don't really watch TV, but I just kind of, sometimes I'll watch some old cartoons like Garfield or something. Today I just thought, let me see some of these mystery shows or whatever. Because I used to love, like, Unsolved Mysteries. That's one show I used to make an effort to watch. And this particular show is called The Devil You Know. I think that's what it's called. It's kind of, it's like showing different people's experiences and stories about, perhaps maybe being betrayed by somebody, not knowing that they were actually, as wicked or evil as they thought they were. They were completely, oblivious to any of that when they first met them. And, it seems like I said, everything sometimes brings me back into the same fucking thought process as much as I try to avoid it because so many things about anything that's disturbing, okay, tends to relate to this issue. So it kind of, but I will say I did get sucked in. I watched about 4 episodes. Gotta say the show is pretty good, and when I, feel like I need a distraction or something, I know I can have something to watch. I found something that's not bad to watch at all. I actually like the show. So anyway, I did not get on the internet today other than to upload my videos. I haven't checked anything on Patreon or anything. I just felt like, today I don't need to get emotionally, mentally disturbed, which is the only thing that this situation actually causes. Okay, I'm going to tell you, like I said, when you've been targeted, when you've been messed with so many times, and when you like look into the deep meaning of all of this, you cannot help but be disturbed. So, it takes me a while to get to emails. It takes me a while to respond. I also, I wanted to say there are some people who've reached out to me and I have not responded in a very, very long time. I do apologize, okay? I am dealing with a lot of mental issues that you can't possibly understand. But the only way I can explain it is like I was like, what was I doing? Earlier today, I was in this room and I was thinking about how the veil is so thin. Like everything that I know, I have confirmation of what goes on around me, okay? And I'm really grateful to meet a lot of my celebrity soul tribe. And I've got, a chance to talk to a few of you guys, and I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me. But it's, it's just the fact that it's kind of like I know and you know, and we will never ever talk about it. And it's just the way that it is. But it's like the veil is very thin, okay? And when you start seeing confirmation of something this big happen in your life, it's just like, whoa. I mean, I'm aware of things that are metaphysical and everything like this, but it's really a trip. But anyway, so I was getting some intuitive messages while I was actually watching the show. It's funny how I can sit here and like during commercial breaks, Maria's mind's gonna run free. I don't really pay attention to the ads. It's just another opportunity for me to go think about something else, which is usually my issue. But anyway, I was thinking how, I don't like to mind tap like my perps, okay? Because quite frankly, I don't want to get into something that weird, okay? But I do know that I get a lot of people in the back of their mind, they're thinking, okay, like for example, I'm not going to mention whose name, but they're thinking about how, people in my family were just all messed up and they, how could they do this? But these people are just as guilty as the person they're talking shit about, right? Because when people do something and they fuck up this bad, they don't want to take accountability. They'd rather blame this person, talk shit about that person, what this person did. Aren't they a terrible person? When really, when you look at it, like I said, in these sort of situations, really nobody, nobody can like say, hey, I'm like, I'm cool. I didn't do anything. That's not me like trying to rub it in. It's just the fact. So anyway, else did I want to say? Oh, about people worrying about this tarnishing their image. There are so many people evil people who, just like you, participated in this and initiated it. Like I said, don't sweat it, okay? So I really wouldn't worry too much about that. But just as long as you know how I feel about you and you respect that, because that's the way it is, okay? And don't expect me to change my mind on that. Also, yeah, like I said, I did not check my Patreon. I did not go on there. Like I said, it's causing me extreme anxiety, because, like I said, every time these people fuck up, I honestly take it as a threat to my life because of this issue and how deep it is and what it means to me. Okay, so I don't take it lightly. I don't think it's funny. And like I said, I addressed Pyramid Boy earlier, or a few days ago, or whenever I made the damn video. I don't even care at this point. But I did mention that, you know what I mean? So I do take it seriously. And maybe, because he doesn't really seem to have a lot of brains anyway, he didn't think about what his actions were when he did it, or why he was doing it, or, because I know this has been going on in his family for a very long time, and he could just be somebody who knows a little bit and wants to jump in for his own fucking entertainment. I don't exist for your fucking entertainment. You know what I mean? So, I don't want to deal with Patreon right now. I figured, maybe I'll wait tomorrow or maybe check on Monday or whatever. But the thing is like, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect a deadline. Reason why is because, like I said, I have to pay to be a part of emo. I have to, and I'm not getting my money's worth on that to post my videos because of this fuck up problem. Also, like I said, I did get a jump start in October. To try to do this. I do understand that in this little family dynamic that is just so diabolical. Anyway, they feel as though they were threatened by my discussing the occult topics because it's not in alignment with their religious belief. Like I said, I am not the only person. This is not just talking about pyramid people, okay? This is talking about anybody who wanted to persecute me for my interest in the occult. I am not the only person online, whether that be YouTube, Patreon, or whatever, who talk about the occult, okay? There's several people who do. There's people who do tarot readings online. There's people who are, what do you call it, practitioners of Wicca who've been talking online. It's and teaching lessons or talking about their little, what do you call it, their gatherings or whatever. People have always talked about this. I feel like when people just kind of target me, maybe it's because they do not understand that I do have a lot of experience with it and that I have proven experience with it. I'm not trying to compete and buck up against any sort of like religious organization. I'm just simply doing what I do best, talking about myself and the things that I believe in and the things that I think is beneficial for people. And, I know there's a lot of people who are interested in the occult, and some people feel like, oh, I'm not really familiar with the occult. I think a lot of people are, but they don't realize it. Like, for example, I mentioned something as simple as a birthday cake. Well, that originated from the idea of magic, from the idea of the occult. Okay, the idea of the birthday cake is supposed to, where everyone's partaking it. After you blow out the candles, make your wish, the partaking of it is supposed to be where everybody's basically committing and very grateful to be a part of the person's life for the next year, okay? So that is a form of magic, okay? And people have forgotten their origins. They forgot where things originated. They forgot, things as simple as like a door knocker, okay, has its origins in the occult, okay? And like I said, we've forgotten, where certain things come from. And this is what I think is fascinating. This is what I think is beneficial, to add certain rituals into people's lives. And for people who want to get into that, hey, why not? You know what I mean? You may remember going to churches where they lit candles and burnt incense. That is a form of a ritual. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I like to see the nature-based element of all of it, and it's what keeps me happy. It's what keeps me going, and it's brought a lot of joy to my life. So I'd like to share that with people, and that's one of the reasons why not just one of the reasons I've created this One Song Manifesto. What else did I want to say? I was thinking, how when we honestly, I can honestly say that the meaning of life is going to be defined by each person, right? Like, everybody has their idea of the ideal life. People hated me because they probably thought that I was some sort of like well, they hated me for a lot of fucking reasons, really, basically on my race, okay? But people like argue and they fight and compete against other people to reach a certain level of like maybe a sense of respectability, maybe the one-upmanship of having like a better car, a better house, whatever, okay? And this is my attitude about things. And don't get me wrong, I mean, if I could get the hell out of this apartment today, I would do it because it really doesn't suit my needs, okay? But, you know, I also understand what misery is, okay? And there's certain things that could make a person extremely miserable no matter what kind of money you have. And I try to avoid those situations as much as I possibly can. There has been people in my life, you know, that maybe people thought that I should be honored to be around, okay? And I'm talking about the people I knew in person, okay? But I look at the person for who they are, not just what they have, because I know that doesn't make any difference. Like, you know, like I said, you know, you can end up marrying somebody rich, right? But the guy could be a total asshole. And you can have all, you can, like, believe me, I want a swimming pool so bad, okay? A swimming pool, some of the most beautiful furniture, like from the like Moroccan type furniture, which I love, okay? I can have all of that, but the minute that fuckhead walks through the door, none of that shit matters. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want psychic vampires in my life. Okay? This is why I don't believe that money is the answer to everything. And I understand people really think a lot of materialism. Don't get me wrong. We have to make money. Okay? We live in a monetary system. But I also do believe that some of the sweetest things in life are the things that we make from our hands. Some of the best things in life are the things that, you know, the little things that we do for each other. Like making things, okay? Like I just recently made my son a hat, right? I felt like you know, that was my little, like, it means something to me, you know, to give him something that I made for myself. You know, sometimes those things are the most meaningful things that you can ever do. And money is important. We do need it, but you know, and then once you have money, people think, well, what does that make you? Okay, I will tell you, most of the time it makes you a target of hatred. You know what I mean? People don't understand that there is always some sort of, what do you call it, negative side to everything that you think is good. Like I said, somehow or another, why we are on this piece of shit earth, okay, we are going to have our share of hell. Like I mentioned, there's so many people who think that, you know, like getting married to a rich person is the answer to their problem. And the guy's a fucking asshole. He can abuse her and she can't leave now. You know what I mean? You don't, I would say that I would be happier living in a trailer than I would with an abusive rich man. You see what I'm saying? So maybe some people can laugh at the way that I think. Maybe people, and I'm sure people have laughed at me. Like, you know, I felt like, sure, my car was a piece of shit. My car before I had the car I have now was a piece of shit. It wasn't originally like that, but you know, it was already old when I bought it, and it was like wearing itself down, okay? But I knew, okay, somehow because I was in a targeting program, that eventually I was going to lose my job just when they fucking felt like it. Because, you know, they think it's funny when they fuck your shit up. They do. They love that shit. They love it. They get off on it. The sick assholes. Anyway, so I knew that I didn't want to make that car payment. Now I'm stuck with a car payment, right? And they just sit there and twiddle their thumbs and watch you sit here, try to struggle and get your shit together. That's why I fucking hate these people. I hate these people. Anyway, and I just had to throw that in. I just had to. And I have a right to. I have a right to. Okay. What else? But I do think that my existence is for spiritual because I don't believe that, you know, life to me is extremely enjoyable on earth. I've had like the most miserable time, and the only things that really do bring me happiness are the things that bring me closer to the spiritual, you know, the spiritual realm. Whether that be a beautiful flower for its magical energy, or maybe it's a slice of fruit, or maybe it's a beautiful vibrant color, or whatever. It's something, always something other than human beings. You know what I mean? Because like I said, all I've known is garbage. I've never known like anybody who's ever been truthful with me because they've all been agents for basically the devil, okay? So anyway, yeah, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? So my existence is a spiritual one, and I do think that my purpose of being here is to enlighten others. That's part of my purpose, a big part of my purpose. God knows, when it comes to the earthly realm, like, I don't really feel as though I really have any reason to be here other than for spiritual reasons. What else do I want to say? Pyramid Boy knows, I've had enough of his shit, so don't bother me. Also, so I'm not going to mention Pyramid Boy anymore, and I'm going to talk about him anymore. But I tell you what, if I don't get the deadline gets met, then I'm just going to go ahead and rip him another asshole. Okay? Because I'm fucking tired of it. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that, I was thinking about the workplace, right? The workplace, about, the human trafficking, and I was also thinking about how, like, some of these perps, right? Whoever is, like, dangling your life and arranging your jobs and trying to modify your behavior, and what they're doing, it is a form of slavery, right? And they're always trying to make you, like, want you to do, like, what do you call it? I call it Rumpelstiltskin type sacrifices out of your life. And the problem with it is like I said, it never ends up being worth it. People want to be able to retain their contentment and acquire more. That is the point of life, okay? So, like, and then they feel as though, okay, they finally get their little job. Their job really doesn't cut it. They're not even making enough money to pay their bills or whatever, and it just becomes a fucking nightmare. And on top of it, they no longer can do the thing that they really fully feel like inspired by. It is nothing but slavery. That is all the workplace is, okay? And I'm not saying all workplaces are like that, but when you're dealing with human trafficking, that's what you're getting. And so obviously people understand that human trafficking is a huge, huge problem. I forgot the numbers. I remember doing a video a few years ago about human trafficking. I talked about the numbers. It should not surprise you, okay, if you've come to the realization that you yourself are trafficked. Okay, like I said, when you start looking at the pattern, all these coincidences and all this other stuff, you should be clued in. Okay, this is happening to me. This is happening to me. And this is your life that somebody has control over. Okay? Control over. Meaning you can't do the things that you have in your heart to do because somebody tells you can't and is doing shit illegally to you and abusing you. You are basically a slave, and that is a problem, a huge problem. But I'm glad that people are waking up to it. And, I know I was just thinking, like today I was looking inside my closet and I was looking at some of the dresses that, you wear during the springtime. And I kept thinking, I really fucking was pissed off when they fucking went on to the dress code thing because that's one of the things that helps me get up in the morning. Like, I love organizing my clothes. I love that. Now, I don't dress up every day, but it's like, one of the things I liked about work is the color flow, What am I going to wear Monday? How am I feeling on Tuesday? That kind of stuff. And, to take that away, it was like, nothing is worth it. Because like I said, I was making pretty good money at my last job, okay? And even though I would come home and I would sit there in my house and just worry about being gang stalked. What's going on? Why has my boss got that look on her face? Why isn't she telling me why can't she just tell me the truth? What is going on? And my life was just fucking spinning out of fucking control. Couldn't take it. I cannot take it. It's just the worst shit in the world, I felt like it was affecting me on the job. I no longer wanted to be there. It was like, I hated it, and I don't think that, like I said, when it comes to people being properly matched for their jobs, it's important. Like I said, not everybody cares about wearing nice clothes because it's not a part of their personality. It's not a part of their life force, okay? Some women, they do not give a shit, and there's nothing wrong with not giving a shit about your clothes if that's how you are, okay? And for those people, they don't mind being in a uniform. Some people, they just literally don't care about that. But some people do. And if you're one of those people, I don't suggest you work in a place like that because you're going to be unhappy. You know what I mean? And of course, it takes more than just a good, dress code or whatever, or the allowance of nice clothes to make a workplace happy. It's also the tone, and there's so many things that that needs to be corrected in the workplace, okay? But that's just one of them. So anyway, I was thinking about my dresses. Going back to my dresses, I was thinking, okay, well, some of those dresses, I mean, because I'll wear my jeans and I'll wear a nice top to the grocery store. I look forward to getting out because I don't go anywhere anymore. They put a stop to that, okay? So I'm like, well, the only time I do go out is if I go to the store. So I don't dress up elaborately. I usually just wear a pair of jeans and a sweater, and if I can coordinate a jacket or something like that, I'll do that because it makes me feel good. Because it's still a part of my life. It gives me something to care about in the morning. I don't have anything to care about anymore because these people destroyed it. That's how fucking evil they are. But when it comes to my dresses, sorry, I just kind of, I'm always throwing that shit in. I'm always having to take jabs at them. That's because, it's illegal for me to take that baseball bat and, their fucking head in. But anyway, my dresses, there's my favorite dress, okay, is this one with little birds on it. And I got a shirt, too, with birds on it, too. I love birds, okay? And it's one of those days that I like to wear when I'm thinking about, man, I wish I could be out in nature, but I can't, and I'm like looking at this bird shirt and I'm like, I want to feel like that. And so I just grab that, and I feel happy. You know what I mean? I think when I think of how the system works, how jobs are being arranged, to either modify your behavior, or maybe they don't want to see you doing a certain thing, so they put you in this and then make dumb rules to restrict you from living your particular life. Like I said, that's not why you should be giving people jobs. Okay, you're already going to be mismatched, okay? You're already going to be mismatched. So it's like, people need to be in the right job. They need to have the right workplace. What do they call it? Not environment, but what do you call it? The culture, the work culture. Okay, like some work cultures are, really artistic. I remember back in the 90s, before people really even knew about Hot Topic. Like, Hot Topic was a place that you'd go to in the mall, and they had a lot of cool stuff, I noticed that their work culture reflected the kind of merchandise they sold. You see a lot of people who did like body piercings and stuff like that. They actually worked there. That was a place for them. You know what I mean? I think people who like dyeing their hair or that sort of stuff should be in certain industries that allow them to be who they are. It makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, instead of putting people into something that is completely foreign to them, something they resent, something they hate, something it has made it impossible for them ever to attain work-life balance. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the sacrificing thing when it comes to the workplace, that is not what you base employment on. You base their employment on the skills level that they have. That's what you base it on. And it shouldn't be based on anything else, okay? Anything else that I want to say before I get off this subject? Or get off this video. I do feel like I do want to chat a little bit more today, but like I said, I'm not exactly feeling social. I'm not happy that, unfortunately, people got to know me under these weird circumstances. You know what I mean? And that's another part of my, I'm a little reluctant sometimes to talk to people online because of that issue. I'm like, oh man, I wish people would not have known me as this clone, whatever, this whole debacle thing. I fucking hate that. You know what I mean? Because I think it's a horrible thing to be known for. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible that so much wickedness was surrounding my life. And but I guess the good part about it is like people understand and their eyes are open now, and that I'm very grateful for that. So I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I've been talking for like about 23 minutes, which I'm actually doing pretty good because I know like I've been talking in my videos for a pretty long time, just going off. I know I sat there and like gave a tongue lashing to like Pyramid Boy, and I really fucking enjoyed it and it felt great. But I'm going to cease for now, and I will not be mentioning Pyramid Boy unless, of course, somebody fucks up my shit, or, I'm fucking messing up. I don't fucking good on Patreon and my shit's messed up. Okay, then I'm going to sit here and start, like, bitching about shit. But till then, I'm going to wrap this video up, and I'll be back with another video sometime later. Oh, you know what? I was thinking, it is Saturday night, and I was thinking about when I was a kid, how much I loved it when my parents would barbecue. You know what I mean? In the backyard. And I remember, like, the coals that were left on the barbecue and how fun it was. to be outside at night and just like toast marshmallows or something like that. So there's a lot of things that you think you can't do. I know some people would wish they could take their kids to Disneyland and stuff like that. We all know money's tight. We all know everybody's like trying to get by and they're doing what they can. But those little small things are actually kind of fun to do. You know what I mean? If you got little marshmallows, just go outside. And even though it's not a campfire, you can pretend that it is. If you live in a safe neighborhood, you can like pitch a tent and like camp out in the backyard. Be creative. Do things outside of your normal routine so that you don't have to feel like shit when you have to deal with the work week, okay? Because you know it's coming up. I'm going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.